Good morning students, welcome to P.N.AMERSEY e-learning classes. Before starting 4.2 properties of material, I have explained you about sorting materials into group and objects around us. From that objects, the materials that are made up of. Let us start the properties of materials. Properties of materials. First one, appearance. Second one, hardness. Third one, soluble and insoluble. Fourth one, transparency. In that two types of properties has been given. A, opaque. B, translucent. Today I am going to explain you about the two properties. First one, appearance, and the second one is hardness. Properties of materials. Have you ever wondered why a tumbler is not made with a piece of cloth? Recall our experiments with pieces of cloth in chapter 3 and also keep in mind that we generally use a tumbler to keep a liquid. We generally use a tumbler to keep a liquid. Tumbler means a glass or any vessel you can take to keep a liquid. Therefore, would not be too silly if we were to make a tumbler out of cloth. See the figure 4.2 using a cloth tumbler. What we need for a tumbler is glass, plastic, metal or other such materials which can hold water. Similarly, it would not be wise to use paper like materials for cooking vessels. We see then that we choose a material to make an object depending on its properties and the purpose for which the object is to be used. So what are all the properties of materials that would be important for us to use? Some properties are discussed here. The first one is given to us is appearance. Materials usually look different from each other. Wood looks very different from iron. Iron appears different from copper or aluminium. At the same time, there may be some similarities between iron, copper and aluminium that are not there in the wood. Activity 3. Collect small pieces of different materials like paper, cardboard, wood, copper wire, aluminium sheet, chalk. Do any of these appear shiny? Separate the shiny materials into a group. Now observe as the teacher cuts each material into two pieces and look at the freshly cut surface. Figure 4.3. What did you notice? Does the freshly cut surface of some of these materials appear shiny? Yes, it appears shiny because it has a luster material. Do you notice such a shine or luster in the other materials? Cut them any way as you can. Repeat this in the class with as many materials as possible and make a list of those with what are having shining and what are not having shining. Instead of cutting, you can rub the surface of material with a sandpaper to see whether it has a luster. Materials that have such luster are usually metals. Iron, copper, aluminium and gold are examples of metals. Some metals often lose their shine and appears dull because of the action of air and moisture in them. We therefore notice the luster only on their freshly cut surface can appear. When you visit an ironsmith or a workshop, look out for freshly cut surface of metal rods to see whether they have a luster. Second property is hardness. When you press different materials with your hands, some of them may be hard to compress while others can be easily compressed. Compressed means to press to make it a flat. Take a metal key and try to scratch with it. The surface of a piece of wood, aluminium, a piece of stone, a nail, candle, chalk, any other material or object. You can easily scratch some materials in that, while some cannot be scratched easily. Materials which can be compressed or scratched easily are called soft, while some other materials which are difficult to compress are called hard. For example, softness materials can be cotton or a sponge is soft, but Iron is hard. It cannot get compressed easily. In appearance, materials can have different properties like luster, hardness. Luster means shining. Hardness means hard. By rough or smooth, it can be so smooth like a cotton. Can you think of other properties that describe the appearance of a material? In our next video, we will learn about the next properties. See, some hard and soft materials has been taken. First one is iron nail, second one is aluminium can, copper jug, foam, sponge, melted wax. Some objects in this are very hard and some are very much soft. Do you know diamond is known as the hardest natural substance. So diamonds are used as tools for cutting glass and grinding rocks also. Thank you, dear students.